terminal liver disease, but an unknown kidney donor gave him a second chance at life.
Plugged In's Doug Blackwood talks to George during his 2,400-kilometer walk to say thanks and to raise awareness for the importance of organ donations.
Walking across Ontario to raise awareness towards organ donations. It was an emotional homecoming Thursday at the Guelph YMCA YWCA for George Marcello.
This is a very emotional part of the whole walk, coming to Guelph because I'm a resident here and I just got so many memories, and I was just thinking about Guelph almost all the way through. The walk has just gone exceptionally successful, way beyond what we ever expected. We've managed to really generate a spirit that's been reaching millions of people throughout this whole walk, and I'm just so excited today and so emotional.
His walk has taken him from Toronto to Ottawa, Timmins, Windsor, Kitchener, and points in between. It's been a winner all the way, with good memories, positive press, and much corporate support. George is making more and more Canadians aware of Canada's need for more donors. Has the rate changed since he told us of the woeful rate in May?
It'd be hard to, notice any immediate changes in this kind of thing. It's the kind of thing where we try and plant a positive seed with Canadians so that they will be thinking about organ donations, and that they will be talking to their priests and rabbis and ministers to feel comfortable with the moral and ethical aspects of organ donations.
He disagrees with legislation requiring hospitals to approach families regarding donating organs after the organ donor card has been signed. He addressed the crowd about it.
I think we should have to approach the family at a time of tragedy and distress. I think one of the things that have been working in other countries is a national registry.
George's walk ends September 30th in Toronto, after which he'll meet Premier Mike Harris.
There's talk about me being acknowledged at the throne speech on the 21st and having an audience with him soon after my walk is finished. And we're going to tell him I'm going to give him my report. We got a really good feeling we're going to get his help.
This year, Ontario. Next year, he'll walk across Canada.
It's going to take us 500 days. We're going to start off from coast to coast. And what we'll be doing is we'll be organizing and planning to have different groups and organizations take the torch each day and pass it to the next community. So roughly it'll be about 15 to 20 kilometers that'll be walked every day. And we wanted to make it 500 days so that we can cover every single community in Canada and continue to generate and stimulate this spirit of organ transplantation to Canada.
Joe Camara is a good friend of George and his road manager. What's a typical day during the walk like?
One day is very tedious, driving 1 kilometer an hour beside him, making sure he doesn't get run over on the road, and he has food and his medicines and his vitamins, and make sure that he doesn't get any cramping on the road. And also, a lot of logistic work, making sure that we have a place to stay at the end of the night, and, just making sure that everything's prepared for him when he walks in, and that he stays safe on the road.
In Guelph with videographer Jan Hamilton, I'm Doug Blackwood reporting for Plugged In.
That's quite an undertaking.
With him. George Marcello's Ontario 2000 walk is designed to raise awareness of Canada's poor record on organ donation. But Marcello says primarily it's a chance for him to thank the family that donated a liver to him a few years ago.
The walk got started on June 26 from Toronto and Hyde Park. And so far I've got a footprint in almost every part of Ontario, and I've walked 2,112 kilometers so far.
Marcello is due to walk in from Cambridge today, arriving at the Hanlon and Wellington. A noon-hour reception is planned at City Hall, followed by a 1 o'clock news conference at the YMCA in the South End. Marcello is urging people to come out and support him.
last May, plug-in's Doug Blackwood reported on the importance of organ donations. He spoke with liver transplant recipient George Marcello and Audrey Ortby, who was then waiting for a lung transplant.
We are pleased to report that shortly after that story aired, Audrey got her transplant.
George is still hard at work bringing awareness of the issue to as many people as he can reach. Our Doug Blackwood continues the story.
He's walking across Ontario to raise awareness towards organ donations. It was an emotional homecoming.
Message brought to the streets of Toronto today as part of a walking tour of Ontario. The Step-by-Step Organ Transplant Association is spreading the word about the importance of organ donation, an association formed when 2 liver transplant patients met.
When we met, we both realized that there was an incredible need for more organ donations. Unfortunately, we've learned that Canada's organ donation rate is one of the lowest in the developed world, and that's almost embarrassing.
So, where are we going from here, guys?
George Marcello walked more than 2,000 kilometers across Ontario to get the message out. Both men presented a plaque to the transplant unit at Toronto General Hospital before meeting Provincial Liberal leader Dalton McGuinty outside.